and political leaders here in Colorado responding to the attempt on Trump's life tonight, condemning the shooting and any political violence. Governor Jared Polis posting to X, formerly Twitter, quote, "I'm glad to hear President Trump is doing well following this terrible act of violence. My thoughts are with President Trump and everyone impacted by this inexcusable act that I strongly condemn." Senator John Hickenlooper also taking to social media, quote, "Political violence is never the answer in a democracy," hoping former President Trump recovers from this terrible attack. And Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert saying, quote, "Praying for President Trump and the people in Butler, Pennsylvania. We are one nation under God, and we will overcome evil." Now, in these divided political times, what just happened could have a major impact on the November elections. Denver 7's Claire Lavezzorio joins us live tonight. Claire, you've been watching the responses, talking to experts, and the overarching question is, what does this change?
I spoke with a political science professor at Metropolitan State University who shared his insight on this assassination attempt on the former president and how this may impact his 2024 run for the election. And bottom line, this could have a major impact on his campaign.
What this does is it certainly will rally the base.
MSU's Robert Preuss thinks the deadly attack at Trump's rally could have an impact on how some cast their ballots in November.
That violent aspect really will probably bring some of those independents or those undecideds towards the Trump campaign, at least in the short term. We'll see.
The images of Trump's blood-covered ear and raised fist may become the new face for his campaign.
I think this really does kind of allow for him to really kind of come and say and be a fighter and come back.
Colorado leaders from both sides of the aisle sharing their reactions on X. Representative Doug Lamborn of Colorado's 5th District saying he is praying for President Trump, his family, and everyone in attendance today. We all wish him a speedy recovery from any harm done to him. Senator Michael Bennet writing on X, "Political violence in any form is unacceptable. Grateful to law enforcement and Secret Security for their immediate response."
It does underscore, kind of this hostility in our American politics. And that's something that lots of Americans are concerned about, both Republicans and Democrats. And certainly, this won't bring everyone together. But at some point, this is something that we need to reject.
Preuss tells me that this attack fits with the Trump narrative in this case, that he's been attacked literally. And now he predicts what he calls a bump in not only sympathy votes, but also sympathy support for his campaign. I'm live in downtown Denver. Claire Lavezzorio, Denver 7.
All right, thank you, Claire. And already we're also hearing concern about the potential response from the political fringe. I spoke to Jason Van Tatenhove from his home in Estes Park. He's a former Colorado member of the Oathkeepers, a far-right paramilitary group. And he emphasizes violence is not the answer, but it is the concern.
I mean, really, the question is how much is this going to enrage some of the base and more importantly, the fringe elements, which is really where we see more these days, the violent acts and rhetoric coming from.
You gave testimony during the January 6th committee hearings about extremism and where it is in this country. What does this signal when it comes to extremism in this country?
I think it's eye-opening because a lot of times we make the mistake that in today's world, violent extremism comes only from the right, and that's not correct. It's also coming from the hard left. It's this pendulum swing of right to left, and on those far ends of that swing is where we see these violent actions.
We are going to stay on top of this story all weekend long and how this assassination attempt could factor into the November election. We have the very latest on what we know available to read right now. You can just head to our website. You see it here, denver7.com.